It's getting to the end of the year. I'm here with James Hill at the lovely new Teads offices. How long have you been here?
I've been in the office. We got here in July, so what's that, 6 months.
And how are you settling in?
Yeah, very well. As you can see, we've got all the Christmas decorations.
Got a bike in behind me.
We've got, coffee bike. We've got table tennis. We've got all of the sales teams laid out over there. We've got all of our publishing and operations upstairs. So it's going well.
You're right on Tottenham Court Road, aren't you, pretty much?
Just off it, yes. So right in the thick of things.
So easy for Winter Wonderland access then?
I guess it would be if I was going. So I haven't actually been here yet. I know it's outrageous, but I will find a time in due course, I'm sure. But in the main, everything is great, thank you.
Fabulous. And obviously, the world has not stopped yet for Christmas. We've got lots of news out this week. Kantar Millward Brown have done their report of the year, and they're saying that millennials need to be targeted in different ways. Or sorry, post-millennials. Do you call them post-millennials?
Generation Z.
Generation Z. Okay, so what's going to be the generation after that?
That is a very good point. It's I don't think anyone's actually sort of thought about this. It's I guess it will be like the registrations. Who knows? Sort of rewind or fast forward to generation A+ or something. But I don't know. Because I was surprised the other day when I found out that I was a millennial. By strictly speaking.
What's the cut-off then?
I think it's 1976 to 94. I think I should know this more than I do. But I was surprised.
I thought I was just a millennial. Yeah, I thought I was only just in there, and I'm an 85. So.
Yeah, just going by what I read, but
yeah, I think it does change. So how do you think people should change their tactics to target the post-millennials?
I think it's to do with a couple of things. It's, you've got to embrace new innovations, right? This is an audience that is exceptionally becoming more increasingly difficult to reach, right? So it isn't just a case now of spraying advertising out there and hoping it resonates. You've got to get these people to commit to it. So whether that is looking at things like virtual reality, whether it's looking at things like content, utilizing the tech that's out there such as 360, how do we drive better engagement? How do we drive more interesting, captivating experiences with these users? So, if you've got the solutions out there, then embrace them. But equally, you've got to look at the quality of the content as well. Okay, so whether or not that is, using music artists that are more current, whether you're using content that's more current, whether or not you're using celebrities that are more current, whether it's vloggers, of course, certain platforms do that exceptionally well. But I think you've got to think beyond just let's run a standard campaign and age target it. Because you've got to find something that's actually intriguing them in the first place.
Moving on to my next topic very smoothly, Pewdiepie, the famous YouTuber, is threatening to quit YouTube because of the way the algorithms have... he says that previously he was popping up in the featured content, I think it's the suggested videos feed, and now he's in there a lot less. Do you think that whose team are you on, Pewdiepie or YouTube?
I don't think he's going to quit. I think he's got 50 million subscribers. He was billed as the number one vlogger, so I think he's quite comfortable. I think he's done very well off the back of a good partnership with YouTube. In terms of algorithms, YouTube is saying that they haven't changed it. We've got one of the vloggers saying that he has received less subscriptions or less views on new videos. I would be a brave man to comment on that. But I think at the same time, what it does underline is the fact that these are very prominent micro celebrities or even major celebrities now. And what they are reliant on are platforms. And whether that is YouTube or whether that is Facebook, but you can also then apply that to publishers. Right, so publishers are in this situation now where they were the majority media owner. These were the go-to places for media, and what is scary, and there's been no, Sir Martin Sorrell, shall I say, hasn't held back because he's saying about that Google and Facebook are. A lot of people are saying not killing news. I think that's quite aggressive, but they're certainly making it harder. So when it comes to publishers, actually they should be doing more to harness their content outside of these, as opposed to just saying, right, we need to resign ourselves to the fact that people are going to read our content through these channels. Now they actually need to say, right, okay, what do we do that drives people to these sites? Yes, we need an exposure here, but let's reduce the amount of traffic that is being driven through there. Okay, so from a campsite, or which side of the fence am I sitting on? If the algorithm has genuinely changed, then I suppose PewDiePie. But I think it goes beyond probably an algorithm. I think maybe they should look at particular adverts that they're running, or sort of the practices that they're operating in.
Fair enough. Another stat that we're getting towards the end of the year is to do with ad revenue, and they're saying that the global ad market has posted its best figures since 2010. Is that a surprise to you?
No, the market is the best figure since 2010 globally. Again, from the UK standpoint, it has been growing regularly. Okay, but no, I think there's a lot of controversy or sort of contention at the moment about TV. You know, if you look at, I believe it was Zenith saying that this year might be the first year that sort of TV dwindles, but those budgets are increasing because more opportunities become available online. You know, even just the other day, I was speaking to someone who said that actually it's in a big surge in radio. So it's great to see these traditional medias coming back in and people saying, right, okay, let's not just think about TV and online anymore. Of course, search falls into that as well, but other medias. If you then look specifically at digital, you look at mobile, you look at video, you know, you look at even the latest IEB ad spend study, you know, even from what we do, which is outstream video, 40% now of all video is actually being sort of coined under outstream, right? Which is fantastic for us, but also fantastic for the market as it starts to diversify. People are choosing to leverage video as their go-to communication means online. So I don't think it comes as a surprise at all. I think you just need to look at, you know, the amount of campaigns, the amount that advertisers are actually embracing new solutions, and the amount of suppliers as well, you know, certainly on digital. So it's exciting times ahead, and I think 2017 holds a lot of excitement, certainly when it comes to thinking outside the box and looking beyond distribution, actually creative as well.
So you think the trend will continue in 2017?
It's a good question. I haven't got a crystal ball. I'd like to think it would. I think
predictions are saying it's going to not. You know, that there'll be different factors like, you know, the Trump election and stuff this year and next, that will bring it down next year. Yeah,
it's again, you know, we spoke about this when it came to referendum, right? In the UK, looking at that particular as an example, and there was a bit of a downshift, but then confidence comes back up again, and away we go. So from our side of things, you know, the global market is something like nearly $500 billion, which is a huge amount. So, you know, it could go one way or another, and it could be a multitude of different facets that coordinate that. But if you look at what 2016 has done, it certainly has impacted confidence, right? But on a sort of more optimistic note, I think from an advertising point of view, you know, people still have the cash in their pocket. They still need to sort of, you know, think about consumerism, and hopefully from an advertising perspective, we can then start to leverage that and hopefully sort of continue to meet those demands.
Fabulous. And on the ad subject, Christmas ads are everywhere at the moment. According to YouTube, Buster the Boxer is top of the popular ones. What's your favourite? Okay. And why?
Okay, I've got two. The first one, I like the TK Maxx ad. I like the TK Maxx ad because it is just simple, it's just fun. It uses the sort of the stereotype of the family in the house, but then it sort of kicks into the Pulp Fiction music. I forgot the name of the track, but the one at the opening scene, and it's just a bit of fun. From a sentimental approach, I quite liked the I think it was the Lidl one, which was quite sort of, you know, the homecoming and this little sort of house up in the Highlands somewhere. In terms of strategy, I thought Sainsbury's was excellent. Yeah. It was long. Yeah. They seemed to like a long ad. But when what they did, that was the main sort of bones, if you like, to their campaign. But then they did lots of teasers off the back of that, and they had a little jingle, which in terms of the actual you know, advertised by numbers, probably was most
very catchy as well.
Most successful one. Buster the Boxer, John Lewis always produced good adverts. I just get the impression they need to. They've been doing it now for 6-7 years. I still think the first one was the best one.
Which was the first?
Which was the young boy counting down to Christmas, and the assumption was that he was waiting for Christmas to get his presents, but actually he was waiting exactly. And they know that, you know, John Lewis is going to be a good ad, but maybe sort of try a change of tack. And you know, just talking about Christmas ads, if you apply that to a global market, and I was reading something earlier on which was saying that, it's great that actually all of these brands in the UK are now being, I think it was actually something you did last week, in fact, actually, about sort of, the ads being watched globally, and perhaps not in the US, for example, that Christmas is such a prominent thing, but equally in the US they have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
last year Target did a very long Christmas campaign, so I haven't seen what they've done this year. It'd be interesting. That was quite interesting. They did a different one, like an advent calendar, different ad each day. So
who knows? Maybe the competition isn't quite as rife in the US because it's held by big corporations, but certainly I suppose the equivalent for our Christmas is definitely their Super Bowl, which is always interesting. Some brilliant ads that come out around that time of year.
And it's not long till Christmas now. When do you break up?
When do you break up? I think the school bell goes for me on the 22nd.
That's quite a short Christmas. I'm off from the 16th.
Well, all right for some.
Merry Christmas anyway.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
And a Happy New Year.